Appliances. Here are some questions to start with. First, of course, you should ask, does the appliance come with a house? The appliances that are built in, like the dishwasher or the wall oven, are probably going to stay. But the freestanding refrigerator or oven range could just as easily go when the seller does. If the appliance is not going to stay, or if you're going to replace it, then of course don't bother to inspect it. 2. Take down the make, model, and serial numbers. Call the manufacturers and find out how old the appliance is. 3. Don't be afraid to open an appliance and look it over. You would think nothing of opening every refrigerator or dishwasher in an appliance store, even though you have no intention at all of buying the appliance. So why not open and look into a dishwasher you are thinking of buying? 4. Take notes on what you see. Let's talk about cooking appliances. First, are the appliances gas, electric, or a combination of the two? 2. What is the configuration of the appliance? Is there a wall oven with a separate cooktop? Or a freestanding drop-in or slide-in oven range? If they are gas appliances, are they older models with pilot lights or do they have igniters? Remember, pilot lights burn gas and will cost you whether you use the appliance or not. 3. Electric cooktop range top. Do the burners unplug or do they lift up for cleaning? If they lift up, they may be soldered in, which can be a hassle to fix when they need to be replaced. Smooth top cooktops. How does the surface look? Turn the burners on and watch to see how evenly they heat up. Gas cooktops. How do the grates look? Do the burners ignite easily? If they don't light at all or light with a mini explosion, then there's a problem. 5. Ovens. Do the door hinges work properly and smoothly? Does the oven cavity light work? Does the door seal work? Electric ovens. Watch the element heat up. Are there dark spots anywhere along the length of the heating element? Gas ovens. Does the oven ignite easily? Not at all, or with a mini explosion? If it's a self-cleaning oven, how does the latch look? Bent or jimmied? The latch will unlock and open easily when the self-cleaning cycle is over and the appliance has completely cooled down. One of the most common repairs comes about because someone yanks on the latch before the cycle was finished. It's an expensive repair too. Electric ovens. Turn everything on, all the way up, all at once. Does the breaker trip? You want to make sure the appliance isn't too big for the circuit. If it's the original appliance, it's probably not a problem. But if the appliance has been replaced, the new appliance may need more power than the existing circuit can supply. And make sure you turn everything back off when you're done. Just some added information. Other than replacing the self-clean door latch, the other most common repairs to cooking appliances are replacing the burner elements, the oven element, and the clock timer. Microwave ovens. First, is it a countertop model? Is it part of a hood exhaust fan light combination? Is it the top half of an eye-level oven range or part of a wall oven? Here's why it's important. If the microwave is part of a larger appliance, you lose flexibility. You'll have to spend a lot more on repairs before it makes sense to simply replace the appliance. 2. Check the control panels. Does the appliance have the features you use the most? 3. Open the door and look inside. Is the cavity big enough to serve your needs? 4. What is the wattage of the appliance? The higher the wattage, the faster it will cook. 5. Look over the physical condition of the appliance. Is the door cracked? Does the door latch work? How are the hinges? How about the touchpad? Try to heat up a cup of water in the microwave. Does it work? Okay, the refrigerator. First, what is the configuration of the appliance? Is it an over-under? side by side, French door. I know some of this will sound obvious, but if you're looking at a lot of houses, after a while you forget what you saw. Does the freezer have an ice maker? Is there an ice water dispenser on the door? Does the appliance have a water filter that will need to be replaced about every 6 months? You can't bypass the filter and you can't let it go either. The water and ice cubes will taste bad. If the refrigerator has a water filter, find out how much it costs so you don't have a nasty surprise later on. And how do you shut the water off to the appliance? Is there a valve behind the appliance or is it under the sink? I saw a house that did not have a shut-off valve for the fridge. If you wanted to turn off the water to the appliance, you had to shut the water off to the entire house. 2. What is the physical condition of the refrigerator? With the door closed, feel along the door seal. Do you feel any drafts? Open the door. How does the door seal look? Are there any tears? Do you smell any unpleasant odors? How is the door liner? That's the plastic inside of the door that has all the molded trays and shelves. How are the metal racks? Check the food drawers. Do the slides work? Taste both the water coming out of the dispenser and an ice cube. How do they taste? Do you hear any rattling noises from the compressor or fans? 3. How does the fridge work? The refrigerator compartment should keep the temperature of the food between 34 and 40 degrees. Any warmer and the food might spoil too quickly. Any colder and the food might get freezer burn. The freezer compartment should keep the temperature of the food 10 degrees either side of zero, between -10 and +10 degrees Fahrenheit. How do you check? Now this is important. Don't just put a thermometer on a shelf in the freezer. I'm talking about the temperature of the food itself, not the temperature of the air in the fridge. Now the reason I say this is because the fridge might be in or just coming out of a defrost cycle while you're taking a reading. Because it's going through the normal cycle, the air might be warmer and lead you to a bad conclusion about the condition of the appliance. Instead, stick a probe thermometer in a glass of water and put the glass somewhere back to the middle of the fridge away from the door. Go look at some other stuff while the thermometer adjusts, then come back and check the thermometer. Now one thing you can do to extend the life of your refrigerator, make it a practice once a month to pull the bottom trim off and vacuum the dust off the coils underneath. I know almost nobody does that. Be bold, dare to be different. Keep your refrigerator condenser coil clean.
I've got a lot more great stuff for you at houseiq.information. If you like what you've seen so far, do me a favor and tap the subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And click the link to watch some more great stuff right now.